This video will review how to properly use a Brightfield microscope. A microscope is a precision instrument. They can be quite expensive, and knowing how to properly use one is a skill that must be learned and practiced. When moving or otherwise handling your microscope, be sure to use both hands. Hold firmly to the base with one hand, and the other hand will grasp the handle. You do not want to bump or jar the microscope because you risk loosening the lenses, preventing it from focusing. Set the microscope on the counter with the stage facing you. The oculars should be over the stage. Before you plug in your microscope, check that the power was switched off and the light intensity is lowered. This will preserve your bulb life. The stage should also be lowered. Plug your microscope into the electrical outlet and make sure the cord is not going to create a hazard while you're working. It's best for the cord to remain behind the scope with not a lot of excess around the work area. Turn the light switch on and increase the light intensity part way on the rheostat. At this time, you'll adjust the eyepiece distance so it'll be comfortable for your eyes. The easiest way to do this is to start with the oculars all the way open and try to look down through the lens. Your face should be a short distance from the lenses. There's no need to press your face against the lenses. If you do that, oils from your skin or makeup will get on the scope and you'll need to spend more time cleaning it at the end. The circles of light will be apart in your field of view as you begin. Gently press the oculars together while looking through the lenses until the circles of light merge together. This is the appropriate distance for your pupils. It may take a while to get this right, so be patient. Eventually, it'll become natural to use the scope this way. It'll prevent you from getting headaches. If you can comfortably use both oculars, this is the way to do it. Avoid the one-eyed squint that folks not comfortable with the binocular scope often resort to using. Once the oculars are adjusted for your width, place a slide on the lowered stage and secure it with a mechanical stage clip. Check that the light beam is coming through the center of the specimen. If it isn't, you will use the stage controls to center the slide. To begin to focus, we always start with the scanning objective lens, and we use the coarse focus knob to focus. The lower magnification lenses have a large working distance and a large depth of focus. This enables us to find the object on the slide without risking damage to the objectives. Once you have the object in focus with the 4x scanning lens, you'll switch to low power. You switch the lenses by grasping the ring and rotating the next lens into position. Don't yank the lenses to move them into position. Keep both eyes open when viewing through the microscope. To bring the specimen on the slide back into focus, only use the fine focus knob. Microscopes are designed so that all the lenses have close to the same focal distance. Once the specimen is in focus with one lens, only fine adjustments will be needed to bring the object back into focus with another lens. Because the working distance is decreasing with each increase in magnification, we only use the coarse focus with the first lens and the fine focus for the following lenses. If you use the coarse focus with high-powered lens, you risk smashing the slide and scratching the lens. This can be a costly error. Once you have obtained a clear image with the 10x lens, move the 40x objective or the next power into place. Again, adjust with the fine focus. Center your object in the field of view before you switch objectives, so it will not be lost as you move up in magnification and the field of view shrinks in size. When the specimen is clearly focused with the high-powered objective lens, you can proceed to the oil immersion lens. Rotate the nose piece into an intermediate position between the 40 and 100x objective. Place a small drop of immersion oil on the slide where the light is showing. Then rotate the nose piece to the left so that the oil immersion lens clicks into place. To make the image clear, use only the fine focus knob. You'll need to adjust the light intensity up as well as move the iris diaphragm to achieve the best image. An important point is, if the image is lost after you place oil on the slide, do not backtrack to the high-powered lens from the oil immersion lens. Oil will get on the lens and it will no longer focus until it has been thoroughly cleaned. When finished viewing your slide, rotate the nose piece in the direction so the scanning lens moves into position. Lower the stage all the way down and remove the slide. You will use lens paper and lens cleaner to clean the lenses. First, blot all the oil with the lens paper. Depending on how much oil you used, it may take several attempts to remove all the oil that has seeped up around the lens. Press firmly up on the lens. You will feel it move up slightly. This allows the oil to be completely removed. Once the oil has been blotted, you'll use a fresh lens paper with a small amount of lens cleaner to clean that 100x lens. Of note, you don't want to use lens paper that has been used to blot oil on any other area of the scope. You'll just smear oil all over. Fresh lens paper should also be used to wipe the other lenses. If the oculars have dust or oil, use fresh lens paper and perhaps a drop of lens cleaner to clean them. Don't use any other substance on the lenses of this microscope. You may damage them. Even alcohol can damage the coating on some lenses. If the slide is a prepared slide, you will wipe the oil with a lab tissue, such as a Kim wipe. You can follow this with a drop of lens cleaner. If it is a slide that you prepared in lab, such as a stain, you can't wipe it or you will remove your work. Simply tilt the slide and allow the oil to drain on paper. You can keep the slide in a box with an absorbent layer to capture the draining oil for future viewing. To store the microscope, be sure the stage is lowered and it's not jutting forward. Turn the light intensity down, and of course the power should be off. Wrap the cord around the microscope. Check. There should not be visible oil on the stage, nor should the ocular lenses look oily or have any trace of makeup. The microscope body should be free of marks or random specks of dye or ink. If the microscope has any of these, please clean them off. Ask your instructor for help. Do not resort to harsh chemicals to clean this instrument. Return the clean microscope to the cabinet with the ocular lenses facing forward in the cabinet. The handle is facing you. If you need to lock the cabinet, please be sure you do that before you leave the lab. That's it.